Miata mods have finally begun. As you guys know, I am planning on tracking the Miata. First track day coming up in just 2 weeks. I'll give you guys a review. And I want to tell you about the initial mods that I've done. For those who are new to this channel, this is a 2024 Mazda Miata ND3 Club with the Brembo BBS Recaro package. The first thing you probably see is that we have these new wheels. These are Konig Hypergram in bronze 17x8 with RT615k plus tires in a 215 section width. They do look a little bit stretched, and that's because this is an older gen 200 treadwear tire. It is a lot cheaper, and if you get a newer 200 treadwear track tire, it won't be as narrow. But the idea with this build is that we're starting with a more mild setup and then getting more aggressive with time. And I'll be telling you guys throughout the journey how it changes the driving experience both on the street as well as on track. So again, the 615 tires, a lot cheaper. We also have a narrower section width at 215. In the future, we will be doing wider wheels and tires, but I gotta say, they look really nice. The red, the bronze, classic. Big shout out to Tires Easy for supplying these Falken RT615k pluses. They have a ton of options, a huge selection for your performance driving needs, and use code JABAL for 5% off your next order from Tires Easy. The other thing you probably noticed is this right here, the roll bar. This is the Blackbird Fabworx roll bar. There's essentially 2 roll bars you can do, hard dog or this. This one is a little bit pricier, but it installs cleaner, and I opted for these optional covers that hide the various cuts you have to do in the trim piece. So it looks a little bit closer to OEM. And shout out to Saki Bomb Garage and MiataSpeed in Fremont, who actually did the work. They did an awesome job. And that is what's gonna let me do my track day. Now the next thing you'll see is this seat seems higher than that seat. Now what's going on? We actually have the seat bottom lowered by 2.2 inches, 2.25 inches from Jass Performance. They have these fixed rails. So you can actually see a little bit of it right here. And if I'm being honest, the install process, I did it myself with a buddy. It was a huge pain in the ass. But don't worry, if you guys actually get the Jass Performance rails yourself, it'll be a lot easier because I have recorded some videos of the install process, provided it to Jass, so they will be giving you those videos as well. And some of the parts were mislabeled and there were some issues, but we got it sorted, and if you guys end up getting a Jass Performance lowering bracket yourself, it'll be a lot easier. The nice thing about this is it is the greatest amount you can lower the seat, the factory seats. So 2.25 inches, works both on the Recaro seats as well as the regular seats. And the nice thing, you can also opt for a seat back raising kit. So this right here is an inserted piece that covers the space, because this is actually raised, I think 5 centimeters, if I'm not mistaken, about 2 inches. And you may wonder, what's the point? It actually is huge. It's actually the biggest thing that has improved my comfort. So the thoracic curvature of your spine occurs in this area here. Now, if you are a taller person sitting on a shorter seat, because this Miata is definitely not designed for someone who's 6'1", barefoot, obviously, 6'1" barefoot. I have to wear these minimalist shoes so that I don't add much height. When I wore these like tennis shoes to pickleball yesterday, just regular tennis shoes that give you about 1 inch of cushion. It makes it a lot harder to drive a car like this. So make sure you have minimalist shoes, and I'll do a full video on how to fit in a smaller car if you're a taller or larger person. But going back to the seat back, if I sit here, this curvature is not occurring at my upper thoracic spine. It's actually occurring lower down between my thoracic and my lumbar. It forces me to actually have terrible posture, really roll my whole back and shoulders forward, and over even 30 minutes, it starts causing back pain. So by raising the seat back, it better aligns your natural thoracic curvature and flexion of the spine to where it occurs on the seat. So when I was sitting on the seat, before the seat back raising kit, I got more of that Quasimodo, it's called kyphosis, that excess rounding of the upper spine, so I could just fit in it. Not ideal, not fun, but here, it's not perfect. A larger seat designed for someone who's 6'1" would be better, but this is a lot better than the stock placement. The other thing you'll notice is the steering wheel is different. I went with the Guardian design, Corsa 330 steering wheel, and you can customize everything. So I chose black leather on the sides. You can even choose where the seam occurs. It's like they let you customize every aspect, the stitching, the color of the stitch, all that stuff. I chose a red nude marker, Alcantara top, Alcantara bottom, leather on the sides, because you do Alcantara on the sides and it's great for track, but if I'm dailying this, I don't want it to get nasty and matted from, you know, oily hands and such. But it's a bit chunkier. This is the regular width. They have two widths. They have like a thicker width and a regular width. This is the regular width, which is significantly larger than stock already. And stock wheel is 367 millimeters. This is 330. 330 is really the perfect size for this car. I actually think that Mazda should give at least a 350, or I should say at most a 350 millimeter wheel in a stock Miata, because the 367 just feels way too large in a car like this. 330 feels just right, and it's not really blocking the gauge as much, which I appreciate. Now, there is one small nitpick that I'm going to raise. It feels really nice, and it's nice, soft, high-quality leather Alcantara. It's very well made, and it does cost a pretty penny, so you get what you pay for, very high quality. However, the material is noticeably softer. There's a bit of, you know, it's nice, thick leather, and you can squish it a little bit. The stock wheel is firmer. When it comes to steering feedback, when it comes to precision, you actually want a stiffer steering wheel. Like a Momo wheel, there's not much squish to it, and that helps transmit more steering feedback. With a smaller diameter wheel, you have less mechanical leverage. So a smaller wheel actually gives you better steering feedback, but because it is softer, that mutes it just ever so slightly. It's still better than stock, but it would be even better if this was even firmer and not quite as soft. Again, a very small nitpick. Now for audio reasons, we're gonna put the top up. And with the roll bar, you gotta snake your hand like that. It's still very easy to do. And my mount here has gotten a bit loose. The mount is actually stuck on double-sided tape underneath this piece, and over time it seems to get loose. This actually happened to Alan, my buddy who turned me on to these mounts, and I'm gonna probably just super glue it in place. That's what he did, and I'll probably have to do the same. But these are awesome, wireless, magnetic, love it. Charges like that, and you can find yours linked below with a special discount as well. Now the seat is a lot lower. 2.2 inches feels so much better. With the seat back raising kit, I am much happier. Am I super comfortable in a Miata? No, I'm still a bit too large for this car, but I'll just be able to pass the broomstick test with a helmet on, which I'm very grateful for, because I'm super excited to drive this car on track. Now going back to the steering, you have less mechanical leverage with a smaller steering wheel, which means the force you need to overcome to actually steer the wheel technically is a bit greater. You're not going to notice that, it's very subtle, but what you will notice is that you have improved steering feedback, which is why a lot of these sports cars, these dedicated track cars, you have small and stiff steering wheels. It helps with feedback and precision. And you'll notice that also when there's less mass to the steering wheel, you have these very light, you know, Momo wheels and such that don't have an airbag. It's just the rim, you know, light metal, high quality stuff, and not much else. All those things contribute to improved steering feedback and feel. I am driving this car on the street, and I don't think it's worth the trade-off to get rid of an airbag and the various multimedia buttons here in the name of race car and such. So at this stage, I'm keeping the airbag and focusing on safety. Same reason why I think it's silly to drive with a harness on the road. You want a 3-point. Can also instantly feel more grip with these tires. Able to push the car harder without it giving way to understeer. Now the roll bar has actually improved the torsional rigidity marginally over stock. And you also can see more clearly through the rear view, because The OEM hoops obstruct a little bit on either side of the headrest. So you actually have improved visibility with this Blackbird roll bar, not so much with the hard dog. The hard dog has these, part of the tubing goes in the middle of your vision. Having the 215 section with tires on the 17x8s slightly stretched also gives you better steering feel versus if I went with like a 235, because then you have less stiff sidewalls and it would be a bit more mushy. I'm considering doing some induction mods, get a bit more induction note with an intake. I've seen this carbon intake that sounds excellent. May consider that. Maybe even some exhaust. With the Miata, they also really optimize lightweight over chassis rigidity. So the S2000, as an example, 2 decades older than this car, and it weighs quite a bit more, right? Well, you know, a bit more than 10% more, 300-ish pounds more than this car. But it has significantly better chassis rigidity because they weren't optimizing for lightweight there. They wanted to optimize for different things. And the Miata, Mazda was focused more on being as lightweight as possible. It's still relatively rigid. It's still a convertible though, and they focus more on being lightweight. So there is a small amount of cowl shake. You can feel a bit of the rigidity lacking at times. And I think future mods will work to address that with further chassis reinforcement and such. There's some synergy happening with the brake components, right? The stainless steel brake lines with the brake fluid, with the pads. You have this added firmness and directness to the brake pedal, especially on harder braking. Now the brakes, I also did stainless steel brake lines from MiataSpeed, also installed by Sakibam Garage. And G-Loc R10 in the front and G-Loc R8 brake pads in the rear with Castrol SRF brake fluid. Also did engine oil with the Redline 5W30 since I am going to be tracking this car. Brakes are a little bit grabbier now, so I have to relearn my heel toe, you know, pressure arc and such to make sure things are smooth, but not too aggressive. Still have a nice amount of modulation here, even on street. Yeah, significantly more grip. As we keep modding the car and tracking it, I'll be telling you guys how the driving experience changes. It will get more aggressive. We'll have more aggressive wheels and tires, and we'll be doing coilover soon. Ah, this car is such money, dude. On a canyon road, such money. Having a smaller steering wheel also just feels so right in a car like this. I find it silly that they went with a 367mm wheel. Straight from factory. That's just way too large for a car like this. Smaller wheel also means you have to you're moving your hands less to get the direction change. You get the better, it feels more responsive. You get better feedback through the wheel. A lot of upsides to doing so. And I was going more for like an OEM plus look. So you can make this as crazy as you want. You can have crazy colors and all that stuff. I wanted to feel OEM plus. So I went with the red that was closest to the red that's used elsewhere on the car. Went with the baseball stitching here. Again with red thread, this nice Napa leather with the Alcantara, but you guys can customize it however you want. I like that OEM plus feel. The car drives pretty similar to stock, obviously. A little bit grabbier brakes, slight changes to the steering, very subtly improved torsional rigidity with the roll bar. And of course, the most notable thing is going to be the added grip. with these new tires. But there is much more to come. Let me know, what do you guys want to see with this build series? I'll be releasing a track review very soon, so subscribe if you want to see that. Stay tuned for future mods. Links to all the items I discussed down in the description, including custom discounts. My friends, much love, and I'll see you all in the next one.